Hello, I'm Dr. Wendy Rowley, and this is the series called The New Connection. And this is episode 8. And it's been a little bit of time. I've been busy, but here we go. Let's get out of the way. We're going to do this short and sweet because we're busy, and so are you. Oh, good day to you, dearest beings of light. My name is Alienia of Cosmic Service. I am a Pleiadian mother of sound. Peace be with you, peace be with you, and peace be with you. In this New Connection episode, we would like to talk about the potentials opening up in 2024, 25, and 26 that will gain in strength over the following 3 years up through 2029. There is a new infusion coming into the planet, a new infusion of what people call the Christ energy, and it is coming into the divine feminine and will be very much felt by women because of their double connections through the heart field, through to the divine feminine, all the way out into the greater field where all of the benevolence, the creators, we call it the supreme being engine, for lack of a better word, where all the magic happens in benevolence, grace, and light of healing at a global scale, such as healing the human consciousness grids and a few other projects that some others are doing around on the planet. But it is an energy that is most benevolent and benign, and it is considered the planetary evolutionary force. We had one in our planetary system. All evolutionary planets, or planets that are chosen to become evolutionary planets, such as Earth was, get those. And so it's another grand experiment of moving spirit into form and the creative source into form and that divine intelligence that sometimes people refer to as God into form. And not to preach or teach or speak about particular concepts and say that they are one way or the other, but to say that these are general terms to speak about energies, no matter what the religion, no matter what the belief system, but that the majority of people feel on some level within themselves. Whether they feel it through nature, whether they feel it when they're praying, whether they feel it when they are in attunement with family and love, however it comes for them, it is still something they know is a force within them. So in this episode, we would like to call, and what we're going to call, the Christ healing force. And we would like to speak a little bit about that. The Christ healing force is, besides the evolutionary aspect, there is a healing aspect to Christ's energy. This one took some training where she learned to work with that. It's often described as a white light with sparkles. And the divine feminine Christ force energy is like white light with sparkles with a very soft golden hue in it. And it is particularly benevolent. Some people refer to it as the Mother Mary energy or the Grand Sophia or a variety of other terms to describe this divine feminine Christ energy. So it is the energy that comes in healing when you do group healing. And it is an energy that comes in certain pathways in your spiritual anatomy. And these pathways are being upgraded. These pathways are being upgraded in the time you are in now, which people refer to as the Great Shift, whether they want to say it's the end of a Kali Yuga cycle, whether they want to say it's the end of a Mayan calendar, whether they want to say it is the end of an old era and the beginning of a new, and whether they want to go so far as to say it's the changing point of a planetary evolutionary system, meaning everyone has said, yes, let's go forward, let's continue, and let's do this right. Let's become an enlightened planet. So what does that mean to be an enlightened planet? It means to be infused with the divine intelligence and the creative force in the Christ healing paradigm. And some people say, well, this planet's more Christ and that planet's not. And da, da, da. All the enlightened planets have this within their system. It is an overarching great being of an intelligence that oversees the planet, much like you have Mother Earth. People refer to that as consciousness. That was a big change in human evolutionary consciousness, to start imagining that your Earth had a consciousness. And what is consciousness? Awareness, awareness of the creative force within form. And so the journey of evolution is a journey of consciousness, as we have said to this one in other channels. And so the Christ healing force in a planetary system is an evolutionary force that brings forward new things. So there have been new upgrades at the periphery of the planet, in the greater field where all soul groups are, and that supreme being engine that we talk about, that creates the great shifting of a planetary system. Some people call it the music of the spheres, the great wheels of time and space and non-time and non-space that move planetary forces forward and create, in some ways, your concept of time. And you will have at some point in the future a new viewpoint of time as being part of the fabric of creation of a consciousness. And that's all we'll say about that. But so the Christ healing force is being upgraded, and it's also being upgraded into the consciousness grid, the human crystalline grid, the human consciousness grid, the human ancestral consciousness grid, the various layers there, however you want to see it. And so it's going directly from the field into the human consciousness grid. So what does this mean, these upgrades that come in at the end of 2024 at the solstice and continue to percolate in and build in over the following 2 years? And by 2025, 6, no, let's see, this is 2024, 25, 26, between 27, 28, and 29, it is becoming online and becoming something that is being useful to healers and women healers and men with their divine feminine. And so it'll manifest in the following 27 through 29, and it comes in 24, 25, 26. Now, sensitives will feel it coming. There are always those that are the clarion callers who feel things coming. And that is right and purposeful in a system. There are sensitives that are brought in every epoch of time that are here always, that feel pre-energies, that feel the energies working, and that feel energies leaving. And they are like a sounding board for others, that they may become aware of these shifts and changes. And these usually come in through healers. And these usually come in through shamans, if we may use that word, which are basically indigenous healers of the ancient indigenous tribes of the earth, whether they be American Indian or the South Americans or the New Zealand and Australian, Aborigine and Maori, whether they be the African, whether they be the early European, the Celtic, and the others. Sometimes the television movies don't show you the true character and flavors of these peoples. But there were epochs of time we had very advanced civilizations, more advanced than you have now, if we may be so bold as to say. And there were great healers in times of renaissances and influxes of the divine blueprint, that divine intelligence, into man during those times. So there are many way showers through all of history. And so what we wished you to understand about this particular incoming forces of the Christ is that this is going to rattle things up a little bit. It's going to rattle people up. It's going to rattle systems up. It's going to rattle the desire for change. It's going to rattle the desire in the human nature to want to do better. It's going to rattle some to do worse because they cannot lift their energy up enough. For maybe they haven't had enough planetary evolutions to be able to have that going and coming energy. Perhaps they have chosen a low level energy. Perhaps they have a consciousness that can't imagine anything better. So you will see these two reactions within society. And know that it is because there is a great force percolating in to bring in new consciousness, new energies, new solutions, and new change. And in the next episode, we will tell you a little bit more about that. You are dearly loved. Expect benevolence in all you do, and we bid you adieu. Peace be with you.